Hello, it's Behind the Curtain IMO, and I'm Betsy Jordan. Evan Gershkovich. I had heard about Evan being detained in Russia illegally. I call it kidnapping, but it's semantics. I learned more as I went to this event and heard about his family's determination to get him released. And then there were, of course, a lot of people who wanted to do the same. I think about these things and I think about what it would be like if it were my daughter or my son. And I imagine if I waited for 461, think of how many days that is of not sleeping, not eating, because I promise you that's what would happen to me. If my child were somewhere in a country that had pulled him off the street illegally and was holding him and was not talking to us, and we're funding a war in Ukraine. Russia really doesn't like America, doesn't like the USA, all right? When I say Russia doesn't, it's really Putin. Putin's government does not like the United States of America. Get that very clear, right? And we know what they're doing behind the curtain, which I'll talk to you about in another episode, okay? But think about this. As a parent, sleepless nights, wondering if he's ever coming home. He's probably wondering the same thing, knowing that the avenues of negotiation were not really open, but they got him on the State Department's number one, list, top of the list, because we shouldn't have had to exchange anyone for him. Now, remember the campaign, the debate for presidency. There was a lot of distraction in that debate. Nobody wants to remember it, actually. But Donald Trump said, I paraphrase, if I'm elected, Putin will release Evan with no exchange and no money, no payment. So that said to me, okay, this is going to become a campaign deal now? What is that? Is that Russian interference? Is that Putin behind the curtain? What message is he sending him? Remember, people all over the world were watching this debate, all over the world, because what we do here influences what happens anywhere else. So if you can imagine, I'm Putin, and I'm listening to this going, Anyway, Biden was already at work, and bless him, he got the hostages released, not just Evan, but others who were held illegally under sham charges, etc. So we had to bring our people home. We had to get them out from behind the lines of that war. We had to negotiate and give a little. And the only reason we were able to do this effectively is because President Biden does have that depth of connection. I'll talk later about the Biden way and how it's very different from what we've seen other presidents do and how he quietly has been doing things that are protecting our country. But, again, do your own research. This is, in my opinion, right after the debate, or very soon after, there were charges, sham charges, put on Evan. So now they were making the case that he was there legally, right? Ratcheting up the leverage for which it was going to cost us to get our people back, okay? So we did exchange. We did do that, but we brought our people home. The situation was untenable, and this does not make Russia our friend, but we had friends that helped us. So behind the scenes, if Trump was thinking that he wanted to bring Evan home and that was going to be like, elect me, I'll bring this guy home, we're like, you're a past president. Why don't you step up and bring Evan home anyway if you're that close to Putin? Give him a call, right? No, I'm not suggesting that he call Putin. But what I'm saying is that there's something about a person's motivation. There's something about their words, and then you have to look at what they do actually. So what has happened actually is that President Biden has gotten these hostages home, and they were hostages. They were not criminals. But in the eyes of Russia, Putin's a hero. So understand. Well, that's what I understand behind the curtain, in my opinion. Thanks for being here.